Hey guys, I'm Jackie Brubaker, host of the Love You Even More podcast. I'm an author, marriage and family therapist in training, performer, and 2-time Emmy Award winner. Each week, I bring on people from all walks of life to talk to them about their inspiring stories in the fields of self-development, relationships, business, and how you can love yourself even more. For more about me and the podcast, visit us at loveyouevenmore.com. Welcome, Eli Weinstein, to the Love You Even More podcast. Eli is a therapist. He's also the author of the upcoming book, From I Do to We Do, Navigating Marriage and Parenting Years, out in March, guys. Eli, I've been watching you on social media. You contacted me, but I am obsessed with your content. You talk all about, and this is what the book is about, you talk all about what happens to parents after they have their first kid. You know, what really is going on. Like, we were so happy, we wanted this so badly, and now we have it, and we're like falling apart. How do we do this? So we're going to talk all about that today, including some other very important topics that go into that. But first of all, welcome, Eli, to the podcast.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here, to talk about the book, talk about all the other things included in that. It is just an honor to have a platform to talk to people about something that I know has impacted my life. And the more and more that I do this work over the last 10 years, I have clients this morning, I had people the rest of the week, and I literally sit there and go, oh, so this is why I'm writing the book, because there's so many things that impact so many couples. Secret, the book is 80% relationships for any relationship, but 20% through the lens of when you have kids. So don't worry, don't fret. It is a relationship book, but there's a little sprinkle of stories and things like that have to do with parenting.
Amazing. And relationships, as you even said in the book, at the very end of the introduction, you say relationships are hard. They are. They can be hard, but they can also work really well when you both are just understanding how to communicate to each other. We're two therapists here. We work with couples. It's a journey.
It's going to be a great conversation. It's going to be a party.
It is. So let's actually tell the audience a little bit about your story. And you and your wife are married, in love. You're like, let's have a kid. Let's have a baby. Let's kind of start there and get into your journey with having kids.
Yeah. So our journey is through IVF. Mm-hmm. We had kids through, I have infertility issues. She has infertility issues. So at least we share that. No one gets to blame anyone.
That's
so
nice.
It's wonderful in that way, right? There's no, it's their fault. No, it's our fault, right? It's really no one's fault. But in the end, it was really a process. And through that process, we really started appreciating each other, being able to support each other through hard emotions, through hard feelings, through laughter of the ridiculousness that we had to go through. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you've ever had to take needles and shoot up someone's butt, but like for about, 6-8 months, that's what you're doing to your partner. So it's an experience. It's hilarious. It's sad. It is. And so we just really got a really close bond through that experience and relying on each other. And then we had our kid. And it was this amazing experience. We were on cloud 9, yet drowning in how tired we were. Still are. Doesn't stop somehow. And it really started hitting us that we were not doing okay. At an anniversary we had that year, like we had one of the worst arguments we ever had. Yeah. Like all out screaming, all out yelling. I slept in a different room. Like we never do that. It was kind of like this be all end all intense argument because for about 6-8 months, we just didn't learn or never were taught how to communicate the way that we actually deserved so that we can get our needs met or just be heard and validated to start.
I think that's personally like the biggest problem in couples. Couples come into therapy and they're like, we have communication issues. It's like, yeah, of course you do. Everybody does if you don't know how to communicate. And I think the biggest problem too is that people are communicating, right? But the other person is maybe listening, maybe understanding, but has no idea how to speak back to them in a way that validates the other person and makes them feel heard. So So you have this huge fight. It's like an all-out match. I think you went on vacation, right? Like a mini
Yeah,
vacation.
yeah. We were on like a Newport in a
Right.
hotel.
Beautiful. I mean, it should be this moment of like, we have time, we can sleep, we can
Finally.
have fun. And you get into this huge, huge fight, which honestly is not uncommon. Like this happens. And I feel like it always happens when you finally get to this point of like, hey, we get to relax. And then this huge thing happens. Why do you think that is with couples?
I think it's because finally we're not in do it mode.
Mm,
Like we're not like surviving and just like, okay, the baby's this and we have to do this and we're working here and we're doing there. And our brains are not having the space to go, oh, by the way, don't forget about everything else that you're feeling, because you have to put that aside and compartmentalize so that you can get your things done. And then
mm.
all of a sudden what happens, you're chilling, relaxing on the beach or something, and a thought comes in and now you're like, wait, I don't have anything else to distract me. I
Oh,
have nothing else to fall back on.
yeah.
And the only thing left is, oh, look who it is. It's the person I'm annoyed at, the person I have all this the pain, the resentment.
Yeah.
And then I actually wrote in the book, I don't remember what the argument was about. I do, but when I was writing the book, I did not. I was like, okay, I just got to get the story out. It
Yeah.
was over like who to go to for the holidays.
Ugh.
That's literally what it was. That's where it started. And it
Mhm.
got into this whole thing of like, you don't respect my family and I don't respect your family and blah, and you don't respect, and then all of a sudden it unraveled to, then it just opened the door to Pandora's box. Like it literally just opened to everything for the last like 8 months of, emergency C-section. I had a panic attack, like anxiety, things that I was dealing with,
Yeah.
my journey going to back to therapy. Like it was all these different things and these like awarenesses and these understandings of self that we just never had time to sit down and go, by the way, we've been pretty adjusted forcibly from having a kid, pivoted and adjusted in ways that we never expected. And we haven't really checked in and figured out how that's going to work now. So let's just yell at each other and see what happens.
And it feels so good to yell, when you're like
Yeah, it gets it out.
realizing all this pent up energy is just coming out. You're like, ooh, you are safe. I can yell at you.
Yeah,
But it's so destructive. And also I think in your case and so many other couples' cases, it's the straw that breaks the camel's back to actually
yeah.
start communicating. Like, oh, and I think you had mentioned that as well. Like that's when you finally started talking, like really
Hmm.
talking. Were you surprised at some of the like Pandora's box that came out? I mean, you were talking about your families and like who to go to for the holidays, I assume. But
Yeah.
were there other things you didn't know were there, like before kid?
I don't know if no, it was just more, I was surprised by the energy and intensity. It wasn't the topics. It was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. We're comparing, we're keeping score, we're
Mm.
holding on to things that happened and we never had an opportunity to let it out. But to be totally honest, I don't remember the rest of the argument.
Yeah.
I remember why it started. I have no idea what else was said. I just remember the energy. I remember the forcefulness and the helplessness that it felt to sit there to be yelled at, and then me yelling at her. Like it just felt like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
What happened?
Right.
And
Right.
that's what I remember. That feeling. I don't remember anything else that was talked about
Yeah.
at all.
And that's so true of so many people's fights, right? And
Yeah.
arguments. They're just so activated, they just can't remember anything. And then it's like, what was that fight for if we
Yeah.
can't even remember?
Yeah.
So, okay, so what happens after that?
Then we kind of like were on separate part of the rooms, in the hotel, and we had a couple more dates. Like we still had a day or so. So it was more just like, are we okay? It was the are we okay or are we going to be okay conversation.
Mm.
And we got to looking at each other going, we have this beautiful child. We've wanted this. We love each other endlessly. And the funny thing is that we were always complimented by our parents how amazing our communication was before that, right? When we were dating and we were engaged and we were married in the first couple of years of marriage, like, oh, you guys communicate and talk so much. So it was really like the first time where we stopped doing the things that we were good at. So then it was like a conversation of, okay, so how do we get back to that? Not go backwards into how do we be the couple that we used to be because we're not anymore because we have a kid.
Mhm.
It's okay, how do we get back to those habits, those behaviors, those mindsets that have been keeping us grounded with each other. And what do we need to do that? And, I was going through my own journey of struggling with my anxiety and having panic attacks post having a kid. My wife had no postpartum issues. I had postpartum anxiety. And it's actually a very common thing in men to have postpartum struggles. Just no one talks about it because rightfully so, everyone's focusing on the birth and the birthing person who is literally pushing out a baby and everything changing for them. So it was really an eye-opening experience of the needs that we then needed from that moment on. Mm-hmm. And in the conversation, then it started like from little by little, just like talking a little bit more of just, okay, this is what I heard. Like, what was the takeaway? Like, what were the bullet points? Not the screaming. What were the bullet points of the things underlying that you're not getting right now?
Yeah.
How do we make that work? How do we talk more? What are the things we can rely on? What are those habits we can keep rebuilding? Yeah. And then it was just getting back to some semblance of normalcy.
I wonder, as a therapist, living out this very human experience, did you feel like all of your years of being a therapist helped at all?
I still feel that way. It didn't help at all.
They didn't help at all.
I always make this joke. I have no idea what to do in my marriage, but everyone else's, I have plenty of opinions.
I know.
But I say that with, parenting, like I do parenting stuff. Like, I don't know how to deal with my kids, but your kids, I got you, So let me tell you about how terrible you are as parents or how amazing you are as parents. No, but the things that I fell back on was I'm an excessive reader. Maybe I have a sickness or a problem with how much I read behind me and books around my entire house, is that I had research and people who've been there and people who have worked in this longer than me to go, okay, I have some information I can go back to. And let me start there. What are some things that I can look into that we can try? Maybe there's a book that we can read together. Maybe there's some interesting information that I have read that I can fall back if I'm not able to do it for myself as the therapist. Because I shouldn't be therapizing myself and my wife. That's not my job. We talked about couples therapy. We couldn't find someone at the time. We were thinking about moving. It was a lot of different things up in the air. Yeah. And in the end, I said, let's just try it ourselves. We don't hate each other. Yeah. We're not at that point of where I want to strangle you and kill you. Right. I'm just having a hard time figuring out the right way of dealing with the situation and you in it and me in it. And how do we kind of juggle that? Yeah. And so it was like falling back on the books and falling back on the research and trying to find cutesy ways to get back to who we are. We also have this silly thing that when we finally reset, we boop each other's noses.
That's cute.
I honk her nose and she whatever, and we go whatever it is. It's like the physical representation of being silly. Yeah. It does not. I wrote it in my book, but it does not work for everyone. Mm-hmm. So timing's everything. Don't do that right when you're done arguing and just go ha ha, I got your nose. Not gonna work. But we had our ways of, and till this day we still have trigger words or cue words, so to speak, because of that argument.
Wow.
That we still use today of how to communicate, or I need you to listen better, or we're on the same team, or everything's going to be okay because we have each other's back, kind of thing. That we implemented because of that argument going forward. It was a good reset.
That's an amazing reset.
It was a rough reset, but it was a good reset.
I want to go back to what you just said about your postpartum after the baby and the anxiety attacks and how men are going through their own postpartum. It's just not talked about. Can we focus on that a little bit and tell me more about that from your perspective?
Yeah, for sure.
Also, just as worked with.
Yeah, for sure. This is a silly thing to say, but I mean it very genuinely. When women are pregnant, they have 9 months or more to get, just based on gestation and everything, but they have about 9 months to get on board. Their body is changing, their hormones, everything is changing within them and around them. Mm-hmm. They can kind of start accepting the fact that this baby is coming. The other person, it's not there and then it's there.
Yeah.
There is not so much it's very hard to like grab onto reality when they're not the one growing it. You can feel a baby kick. You can feel it moving. You can experience that. You're like, oh, there's a baby. It's happening. The other person, it's like, now it's here. And it's all this emotion, all this experience happening. And for me, it was that everything was going okay. 22 hours of labor, whatever it was, and emergency C-section because we lost our baby's heartbeat. And it was just madness. And it was all this emotion, all this pent up. And my whole focus was my wife. As a therapist, I'm like, be careful of postpartum depression. Make sure she's okay. Make sure she has her support. Make sure that she's taking care of herself. It was all you. And I never stopped to go, hey, how about me? And not in a selfish way, but like, hey, I need to pause and take care. Like, I need to eat today.
Right.
I lost like 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Like 10 to 15 pounds in the first couple of months of my baby's life because I was not taking care of myself. I was just like, my wife needs everything and anything that I have. And yes, that is wonderful and beautiful, but don't forget you. And I stopped caring about myself. And it was like, I don't know, 2 o'clock in the morning one night. Funny story enough is that was the first time my baby actually slept like 7 or 8 hours straight. Of course, I had to ruin it. And I woke up thinking I was having a stroke. Like I couldn't feel the left side of my face.
Oh my gosh.
So like I turned to my wife and I went, Ariella, am I smiling straight? And I did, the test. And she goes, yeah, everything looks fine. What's wrong? I'm like, I don't know. Something feels off. I couldn't calm myself down. Right. I couldn't breathe. I was having a hard time. And I ended up like on the floor in the living room of our apartment in Queens, like about to pull my hair out. Like I felt like I was dying.
Yeah.
We called ambulance. It came. I was having a panic attack. I've never experienced one in my entire life. I have never had one before. It gave me an eye-opening experience of what my clients who have had them go through. And it was my body screaming at me, pay attention to yourself. And there's like this very famous line that Bessel van der Kolk talks about when it comes to trauma, that when you do not process it or focus on it, it's basically an internal war within yourself. And my body was literally fighting me to be heard. And it got heard pretty loud. And I went to therapy, started taking care of myself and medication. And I just starting a little bit more to pay attention to me. And what I would say to anyone who's going through this stage or struggling, like, don't forget to look at yourself too. It doesn't mean it's selfish. It doesn't mean that you're a bad partner because you're not only looking at your person. You can look at both. You can pay attention to both. Yeah. So just find little ways to just start paying attention to yourself, whether it's showering, whether it's cutting your nails or shaving, whether it's eating a quality breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or drinking enough water, or taking a walk, taking a nap, whatever it might be. Don't forget about yourself because your body will tell you very aggressively when you don't. And you don't want to get there.
At 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, yeah. It's just funny. My wife still talks about like when the ambulances came and the baby slept and then she stayed up. She didn't go back to bed. Yeah. She was like all wired and she was just waiting like, oh, the baby's probably gonna wake up and then I'll feed it. And she just didn't wake up. Wow. And it's like, okay, she'll wake up in an hour. Nope. Oh, she'll wake up in 20 minutes. Nope. And it just kept going. And then all of a sudden it was like I think it was 8 or 10 hours straight. My wife's like, seriously? I could have slept that long?
Oh, my gosh. No, you make such a good point. I mean, people, especially with anxiety, men, women, people in general, it is, if you haven't had a panic attack and you have it for the first time, it is terrifying. You think you're dying. You think something physically wrong with you. You're like, this could never be mental. I'm upset because something is physically happening, which is true. Yeah. But it is anxiety. And it's funny how it always happens in the middle of the night. Like the really bad ones will wake you up and be like, hi, you're asleep? Great, let's do it.
Let's ruin your entire day. And the reason why is because all those defense mechanisms that are and all the compartmentalization, all the Asian words that we use in therapy are all in place during the day. We're We're up, we're about, we got to get things done. Like I said about the argument with your bar, all of a sudden when your defenses are down and your unconscious starts clicking in, that's when everything starts bleeding out. I think like Dr. David, I quote this often. Dr. David Burns in his book, Feel Good Therapy, talks about like the rug mentality when you take all your dirt and put it under the rug. The panic attacks that kick you out of sleep at 2 o'clock in the morning without a trigger. It's not like, oh, that scares me. A roller coaster, a spider,
right,
deep water, whatever your fear, and now you can't breathe. That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Trigger, response. Okay. When you're just like living your life and boom, it hits you, it's because someone opened that closet and everything now is leaking out that you haven't dealt with. And we just got to learn how to deal with it smarter. Not at all at once, not one fell swoop.
Yeah.
But like little by little, just take something out of the closet and go, oh, I don't like that. Or let me deal with this better. And that's the things that need to get done in a relationship.
Right.
Especially when you have kids. Little by little, just deal with one thing at a time. I dealt with a couple of weeks ago that was just like dumping all the issues that they have.
Jesus.
And there are a lot of issues. Okay, I hear that. But let's focus on depressurizing because, there's too much tension, too much pressure. Let's find ways to just breathe a little bit more. Then we could deal with A, B, C, and D. We might deal with 2 at a time, but you cannot solve it all. So don't put that pressure on yourself.
I love I just got like a visual when you said depressurizing. I was like, oh, either I'm thinking of a hiker, like going up like Mount, anything, a huge mountain, you need to like actually have air pressure, or like a diver who goes down deep and you have to acclimate whether you're going high or you're going low, little by little. And that I think would be a really nice visual when you're thinking about the issues in your relationship. Like we can only do a bit at a time as we're depressurizing or pressurizing.
Because what happens if you don't? What happens if you go too fast?
You will explode.
Yeah, your head will explode, and that is an ugly mess, and we don't want that. Or you get really sick.
Yeah.
It's like, I think it's like, I forgot what the terminology, I think it's like pressure sickness. Like you get sick.
Right. Altitude sickness.
So like, altitude sickness, right? And then there's, you get sick because your body can't handle it. So why would your mind and feelings be able to handle it any better?
And that's exactly what anxiety looks like. That's our altitude sickness.
Yeah.
So I actually kind of want to focus on like men right now. Let's talk about fatherhood and what that looks like, in a relationship that you are, just having a child, and sort of the pressures of fatherhood and modern fatherhood too. Because there's a lot of thought about men these days, and I would love to know more about your thoughts about modern fatherhood.
No pressure whatsoever to just be the face of that, but I'll do my best, But, back in the day, fatherhood was one avenue of dealing with things, which was more of like go to work, come home, everything's taken care of, go to bed, reset, and do it again. And there's this beautiful opportunity and responsibility and pressure, all three, of being more active, being involved, really taking care of your kids, your family, yourself, trying to do it all. And it's not possible. So just get used to that reality. That's not possible to do everything perfectly, but you can do a lot of things right. So with modern fatherhood, that pressure exists to make sure that everything's being taken care of and everyone's okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful, great, beautiful. Like I said before, what happens a lot of times is that you stop focusing on yourself and focusing on the reality of, hey, I need to make sure that I have time for me, and my wife has time for herself, and my kids have time with us. And you're going to have to just really take a hard look at the realities that unfortunately have to be put aside for a second, the priorities. I had a father say to me in session, and every time I talk to him, it always lightens my life. He's an unbelievable client. And he said, Ellie, I'm really afraid to have a second kid because I'm going to lose myself. So I said, you're not losing anything, you're adding. Like those things are not going away. It just, now we have to reorganize the priorities. We got to reorganize it a little bit. So you can't go to the skiing weekend every other week like you used to when you had no kids. Okay, you can't go to the gym every day for hours. Maybe you can go for 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Maybe when your kid's old enough, you take them along to those adventures that you used to do. So now you still get to do it. We're not deleting it. We're not just erasing parts of us. I was working with a couple who were like, yeah, we don't really go out drinking anymore because we have kids. I'm like, okay. And? Is that the end of the world? And they're like, yeah, but that was so much fun. I said, okay, so find other ways to have fun. Fun, the idea of fun doesn't go away. You just have to pivot. You have to learn ways to kind of figure that out. And fatherhood, one of the ways that we were trying to figure it out is finding your role in all of it. Right? Because it's very clear what the mom's role is. A little too much. A lot too much. Right? Handling a lot of things. And I remember the moment for me was breastfeeding. Right? So I would sit there, like I would get the baby, I would wake up, I'm like, why am I up when you guys are having your beautiful moment? Like I'm just like right here in the corner going, hi, like third wheel in this entire experience. And I had to find my avenue of things that I felt purposeful and fulfilled by, that I felt a part of the team. So maybe that meant I got the baby, changed the baby, and then gave the baby to my wife. And then it was my wife's opportunity to do her part.
Yeah.
And or maybe it's, I'm going to go and get the pajamas laid out while my wife is giving the baby a bath. Maybe it's, I'm really good. I was always good and still am good at putting my kids to a nap. They don't really nap anymore. And let's be honest, I just liked falling asleep with them and napping with them because it was like, oh, what? Well, where were you? I was dealing with the kid. I was sleeping. It was my way of, stealing a nap. But we got to find your role. So as a father, they're not as defined. A mother's role is very clear. Keep the baby alive, feed the baby, take care of the baby. What is yours? And it just takes trial and error. And don't be afraid to ask of the things that you might not realize your wife doesn't have to do. Like I just said, changing the diaper. Why does she have to do that? You can do that, and then she can do her thing.
Right.
And maybe that gives you I can't think of the word, but I'll just use the word empowerment. Agency. The word is agent. It gives you agency to feel involved.
Right.
And you put your spin on things, and you find your energy, and you find your, like that engine.
Yeah.
And you feel so good. And for me, and I say this to every couple I work with, every dad I talk to, every friend that's about to have kids, to the mom, the dad, I don't care. Paternity leave is one of the best things you can do for yourself. If you can take it, take it. Because until that point, you don't have your voice within being a parent. You're just like a tag along.
Yeah.
But now, guess what? Paternity leave, your wife is gone. It's just you and the baby. You got to figure it out somehow. It tests you. It challenges you to go, I got to keep it alive. I got to make sure it's okay.
Yeah.
And there's no one else around. So it has to get done. And then you learn how you do it. And it's a beautiful thing. And then you feel more confident, more honest with yourself about a dad, about what it means to you versus what someone else is telling you to do. Now it's you telling yourself going, this is my role. This is my thing. This is my jam. I got this.
I really love that. Because I think a lot of men do kind of feel a little like, I don't know what to do. Like, you're doing everything. And women are like, yeah, I am. I'm exhausted. But then I think also a lot of women are like, well, I like it done my way. So never mind.
Well, there's actually a term for that.
What is it?
It's called the push out.
Oh, tell me.
It's when unintentionally, for the most part, some women are more intentional in this way, where because they're just the ones doing it. And we all have that, where it's like your thing. Like, I know this. I know the way to do it right. Because you're the only one who has been doing it. Maternity leave, right? You're by yourself.
Yeah.
You have it down pat. We're going to do this, that, the other thing. We're going to do it this way. We're going to fold it this way. We're going to put it this way. And all of a sudden, another person comes in. You're like, why would you do it a different way? This way works.
Right.
So you're like, no. I got it. Don't mess with the system. So then you're literally pushing the person out of the room and going, stop doing what you're doing. I got this. And by nature, you're literally pushing them farther and farther away from the activity or the opportunity to do something. And it's very hard to let go. I get that. It's very hard to let someone else into your space. But the only way, and this is a sassy thing, and I'm a very sassy, no BS kind of therapist, is you can't complain that your husband doesn't do anything, but you don't let him do it.
That's right.
And again, it doesn't mean it has to be done perfectly. Be happy it's getting done, not by you.
Yeah.
right? So like I make this joke like with breakfast or lunch or packing the kids' lunch or packing their knapsack or backpack, depending where you're from. I didn't realize that was a controversial thing, knapsack versus backpack. But
I didn't either.
okay, if the water bottle's on the left of the bag normally, and your husband puts it on the right, is the water still in the backpack?
Yeah.
Then don't make a big deal about it. If he forgets it, that's a different conversation.
Right.
But it's in there. Okay, so you usually put this food in that compartment, but it's in a different compartment, but the food's still in the compartment and your kid has food to eat. It's still there. It's done.
One.
You didn't have to do it. It's a win.
Yeah.
So that idea of letting your husband fail, let them figure it out. If you do everything for them, you're going to regret it later on because you're creating learned helplessness.
Yes.
You're creating another baby.
Yeah.
And how many videos do you see online of, I don't have 2 kids, I have 3. And you see the husband just like, where do I put the thing in the kitchen? Right.
Right.
If we consistently train them to not have to figure it out because we don't let them, they will never figure it out.
Right.
So it's like the idea of like the joint responsibility of the home. Right? I'm very big on this. My wife knows how to deal with X, Y, Z, and I know how to deal with A, B, C. If I'm not around, she can do those things. And if she's not around, I can do those things.
Yeah.
Because the house is our responsibility. Does it mean that we lean towards more roles differently? Of course. Like she knows how to take the garbage out. She's not an idiot. I know how to cook. I'm not an idiot.
Yeah.
Right? Do I cook the same way my wife does? Hell no. I suck at baking, but I will try. Right?
Yeah.
I tried once and I made cookies that were so big because I didn't realize that a cookie scoop is different than an ice cream scoop. And I thought it was a scoop. They were undercooked and delicious. So like I wasn't complaining, but the recipe was going to be 12 cookies and only made 5 for some reason. I was like, what? I tried to do something nice for my wife. Did not work out. She appreciated it. Right? So, but like I have to try to learn that.
Right. You have to fail.
So wives, just listen for 1 second. It's going to be okay. As long as your baby is safe, alive, and fed, let them figure it out. Let them figure it out. If you have pointers, do it with kindness, not because you know better, but because it's better for your baby. Like, oh, the baby gets calm when you shake don't shake the baby. When you cuddle with the baby, right? Don't shake the baby, right? Or the baby likes to be fed at this angle and it will work faster versus you struggling.
Right.
But guess what? He still needs to learn to do it that way, but you advise and guide, not force.
Yeah.
And they will learn, hopefully, because they're not idiots.
This is such an important part. Even if you don't have kids, I feel like this is so important.
No, this is a rule for your house that you should start setting in, like
immediately. Yeah.
Like, I don't know if everyone watched this documentary, that unfortunate documentary with the mom was like abusing the daughter with the texting thing.
With the what?
The texting.
I don't know if I saw
Like she was texting the friends and her daughter like that she should kill herself and all these terrible things.
Oh, I did hear about this. Yes.
Oh, insanity, right? But guess what? Why didn't the husband know that the wife wasn't working the entire time? He's not involved in the finances. I never look. What? That was what's holding you back. So like there should be no excuses in this day and age with all the technology we have that you are not in the know. Does it mean that it's your job or your role in the marriage? No. But don't be oblivious.
Right.
To how to do XYZ in your home. In your home. It's not his home. It's not her home. It's your home.
Yeah.
Cleaning dishes. It's not putting the dishwasher, pushing buttons. These are not hard things.
Right.
Open your eyes, pay attention, start it today. Set the tone. Now.
It's, you're just preaching the gospel right now. You really are. It's just, it makes things so much easier. And also, no man wants to be mothered. Nobody does. No one wants to be mothered. No one does.
Well, there are men who do, but we don't.
We're not referring to them right now.
We're not referring to them, like that's not the man that you want in your life. But
right. But like,
sorry, guys.
Most men,
yes,
really, really don't want to be mothered. They don't want to be told what to do. They want to feel like they have a partner and they don't want to feel like babies. Because like to all of your points, they'll just become enabled anyway. If you don't let them figure it out, even if it's not right and it's not the way you want, like advise them how to do it. It may never be the perfect way. It may never be the way you can do it, But again, wouldn't that be lovely to have help? And for all the women who are complaining that their husbands never help them, especially when it comes to kids, that's a lot on you too. Like you have to just let go. So everything you said, my God, just I completely wholeheartedly agree with.
Yeah.
What would be like a practical tool for someone listening right now who's like, oh my God, okay, I'll do it. I'll do it with my husband or my boyfriend. Like, what is a practical first tool that they could do to start implementing this?
So if it's going to be like I like conversations and I have a freebie workbook that comes with the book. So if you pre-order the book and tell me that you pre-ordered it and email me, it's on the website. It's like step 1, 2, 3. You get a free workbook.
Perfect.
I wrote a book and of course was like, hey, let me do more work for myself. But it's a conversation to have. Just talk about the roles that are obvious that they could see and the invisible load that you carry. And talk about just let them know some of the things that they can carry with you, help you hold it, or take it on themselves. But it just has to be a conversation because it's not that the husband is oblivious to the fact that you are exhausted and working hard. They don't know what you need.
Right.
And if your expectation is that they should read your mind and know exactly that you need and how you need it, that is so hurtful to your relationship because no human being can read a mind and no one knows. I don't care if you're married 5 years, 20 years, 40 years. You change every day. Your needs change every day. So communicate them. So just have that conversation. Hey, here's what's on my plate right now. Is there anything that's sticking out that you can do? I really appreciate that. Or, hey, I need help looking at this. I want to plan a trip. Could you kind of take this one thing within the trip? I'll do the other things, or two. Like I said, can you set the clothes out while I do the bath? So it's one less thing I have to worry about.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course. I'll do that in 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And
Hold on. I'm just going to pause real quick. This is the thing. This is a thing. We tell our husbands to do something. They're like, I'll get to it. And then they never do it.
Oh, I love that. Ooh, I love that you had that pushback. One of my favorite things to do with couples. I always ask couples, I go, when I ask this statement, what do you hear? Can you take out the garbage? And the woman in the couple usually says, right now. And the husband hears, when you have time.
Yeah.
So the second piece of practical advice or tactical advice, I don't know which word actually matters, is full communication. What I mean by that is from start to finish of your thought, express it. Honey, I really would love if you can take out the garbage right now. I really need it done because I'm about to make a big mess with my cooking and I need an empty garbage. I would really appreciate it if you took it out right now. That would mean a lot to me.
Beautiful.
Full thought. Now, the other person receiving that, whoever is doing the full communication has the right to say, hey, thanks so much for telling me. Now I know this is a script. Put your own spin on it. Use your own words. Please be nice with it. The other person can say, I really hear that. I just need 5 more minutes and then I'll take care of it. But mean that, own that, or say, yeah, I got it and do it. Take accountability, take ownership. It's a lot of hard work and takes a lot of effort for someone to open up and ask for help. So appreciate that. Go, wow, it's very hard for me to ask for help. This person asks for help. I got your back. You're a team. We're not in competition. So if someone does that full communication, it gives you every aspect of the thought without someone just saying, can you take the garbage out? And one person thinks it means right now, and the other person means when you have time. And guess what happens? Neither one gets their needs met. Argument ensues. But I said, take it out now. No, you didn't. You said, take it out.
Yeah.
Be very clear with your words. Be very upfront with what you're feeling and how you're feeling in it. And if the person doesn't do what you asked, that's another conversation to have. Hey, why was it so hard? What was so difficult about the ask that I gave you? I really need your help and you couldn't show up. Why couldn't you do that for me? What was so hard about taking that garbage right now? I really needed it. Well,
Yeah.
oh, okay, I didn't know that. Or, okay, that makes sense. Or, can you please do better next time? It would really mean the world to me. I don't know how that next conversation will go because you guys are not, no, most people are not having the first conversation. So start having that first conversation.
Right. I double down on this a lot. I think one of the most important things in any relationship is just consideration.
Yeah.
And I think it gets lost a lot. Like people forget they need to be considerate of their partner always, not just sometimes or like once in a while, like really like because we do start to take each other for granted, right? We love each other and we're there and it's always, and like you give, lax, and you kind of just forget to be considerate when if you were put into someone else's house and they were like, hey, can you take the trash out? They would immediately. You would be like,
Yeah.
oh, sure, right now.
Yeah.
Because you're being considerate as a guest.
Yeah.
And I think this is just my own thing. Like, I think that it is an interesting idea to play with of what if for a day you kind of thought of yourself as a guest with your partner? Like, how would you treat them? What would you do differently? And then try doing it 2 days in a row and then 3, and like see how it changes the dynamic. If you both were just incredibly considerate and loving that way, what might be so much easier and what might come out of that? And I just, it's something I think about a lot, and I talk about with my couples because I'm like, it's very easy to try,
I love that. I love that way of putting it. And I think just like a tip or tactic that someone can use, I'm a very big fan of just saying thank you as much as possible.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, on everything. Like if your husband puts the toilet seat down, right? Just say, thanks, honey. It should be an obvious thing that he's doing that. Or something that was discussed that is your role in the house gets done. Say thank you. Why? Because I didn't have to do it. Just say thank you. And it just makes you start seeing the person for all they are doing.
Yeah.
And the stuff that you don't have to do. And it makes you appreciate them. The second thing I would say is that one thing that happens a lot, like on the note that you're making, is also the fact that people don't have the benefit of the doubt for their person, right? That consideration, right? That taking them into account. Like you automatically jump to, they are the worst wicked witch of the West that you can ever imagine now that Wicked's out, right? That is your envision. All the stories, right? That song that says she has like an extra eye and all these doom and gloom like problems. Of course they're that. No, this is your wife. This is your husband. You love them. You say you love them. You're in a committed relationship. You want to show them, but all of a sudden you're so quick to jump to, oh, they're the problem. They're the issue. They probably did it on purpose. This was malicious versus they made a mistake, or I trust them enough to know that they did this for a good reason. And I know I struggle with that like any other person, like especially with parenting, right? You're not in the room. They're dealing with it. You trust them to keep the kids alive. Why wouldn't you trust them with other things? So like just be cognizant of having that grace and consideration that they have the benefit of the doubt that they have the best intention in mind. They're not trying to do something. Oh, they forgot something on the counter. They did it on purpose. They're so messy. I can't stand them. Why do they always make a mess? Maybe they were in a rush.
Totally.
Let's have that positive.
So sorry, I keep like...
Yeah. No, you're good.
People want to blame someone.
I don't know about people. I think like having an enemy is like very easy. Like if your house is a mess, right? What's easier? Taking accountability and going, hey, it's on me to also put this away, or to go, oh, what the hell is wrong with her? What's easier? To blame. And guess what? It still doesn't get done. You're still not doing it, but it's a lot easier to go, that person sucks. That's why this is a problem.
Yeah.
Or our kid, like something went wrong with the kids. Well, if you would have done this, it wouldn't have been. What about you? It's very hard to look at yourself in the mirror. Like I always make this joke, like my wife knows, all the stories I tell, my wife knows I tell these stories and I have permission, I don't just like rag on my wife. And I rag on myself too, so it's okay. My wife has like empty water bottles next to her bed. I can either sit there and stew for 3 days and go, what the heck, just throw the damn water, they're empty. Or I can go, you know what, this is our house. That is a mess in our house. I can grab these water bottles while I'm already going down the stairs and put them in the recycling bin. That's my choice. I am choosing to either do it and take care of it.
Yeah.
Second option is choose to ignore it because it's not a big deal. Or third, I'm choosing to get upset at my wife.
Right.
That's on me. That's on me. I have to take accountability. A dish on the counter, I can literally take it and put it in the dishwasher. Or leave it there, have benefit of the doubt that my wife will take care of it because guess what? Magically, somehow it gets taken care of when I don't do it. It's not like it's been proven otherwise. But very often we choose the third option, which is I'm going to hate on, resent, build this poison and negativity about this person. And then they go, hi, how are you? And you go, oh, really? How am I? And then you attack them. You're like, really? You're okay? Look at the messy. Like, and you just go at them for whatever reason because you're choosing that mindset versus either ignoring it because it's not a big deal and neutral, or the other one is having benefit of the doubt and taking care of it yourself and having positive thoughts about your person because they did nothing wrong. They're just a human.
Yeah.
Oh, I totally have to practice this for myself.
We all do.
Every day.
Yeah.
It is an active mindset that takes a lot of hard work in a relationship. It's active.
Yeah, no, I mean, you had mentioned this way earlier, but like habits are huge, right? And that's a habit. That's a habit that you need to build every day and like practice every day. Otherwise, it would be so easy to just be like, oh, God, it is so their fault. And well, the other thing too that I think about too is like, well, if you're going to get the water bottles, she's just going to keep leaving them and then they keep disappearing. And it's like, I loved all of your reasons behind it. It's like, if it's really annoying you, like do something about it. But I can see how in like in a relationship where one person's like, oh, well, they always do it for me now. So like, enabled.
Yeah. And that could be too. So then the fourth option is having a kind conversation about it.
Yeah.
Hey, honey, I just want to let you know. I know you're not doing this on purpose. I know this is not like a, haha, I want to mess with Ellie and leave things around the house. When you get a chance, can you please take those water bottles downstairs? It would really mean a lot to me.
Yeah.
Like, speak up. But speaking up doesn't mean, and I say this often, that relationships, just because you're in a marriage or a long-term relationship or dating, whatever the structure of relationship, it doesn't give you a green light to say whatever the hell you want when you want it. And it's not a red light where you don't talk. It's a yellow. Look both ways. Be cautious. Be aware. Be cognizant of context. All those wonderful communication things. By the way, great book to read is called Super Communicators by Charles Duhigg. Changed my perspective on how to communicate better. I use a lot of some of his techniques in the book on the chapter on Pillow Talk 2.0, which is how to communicate better, and in Love and War with how to deal with conflict, on just basic tenets of communication that we don't pay attention to, myself included. So if you just speak up with kindness, share that it even bothers you. They might not, if they don't think it's a big deal, why would they assume it's a big deal to you? Because they're in their world. Oh, yeah, I'll take care of it later. It's not a big deal. Why would Ellie get annoyed? He shouldn't be annoyed. I'm not annoyed. Well, if I don't speak up and tell them, they will just be in their world, as they should. They're not doing anything wrong. So just speak up. That's the fourth option.
So true. So true. Lovingly speak up.
Kindly and lovingly speak up. Not like, what the hell is wrong with you and your damn bottles?
Ellie, this has been such a great conversation. I so feel like I could talk to you for hours, but
let's do it.
No, let's do it again. Let's have another conversation. We'll just keep talking about relationships and all the things. But I'm so excited for your book. It is coming out in March. I will put all of your links in the show notes. But if there's another way that people would like to find you, how could they find you?
So 2 ways. You can go on my Instagram, Eli Weinstein _LCSW, or you can go to my website, eliweinsteinlcsw.com. Instagram has book information. The website has book information. You can email me, DM me with your questions, ask away, and I'll see if I can help. And if I can't, I'll try to find something that can. But please don't be shy. Relationships are important. They're integral to your life. So, let's get on it.
Love it. All right. Thank you so much. I totally look forward to talking with you again.
Thanks for having me.